Did you know that the average person negotiates at least 10 times every day? That's right. From deciding what to eat for dinner to asking for a better price at the market, negotiation is part of our daily lives.
That's so true, John. I remember when I first started learning English, I went to a market and wanted to buy a beautiful scarf. The seller said it was $20, but I thought that was too expensive. I really wanted to negotiate, but I didn't know how to say, "Can you give me a better price?" in English. I just stood there feeling helpless and finally paid the full price.
Oh no, that's happened to so many language learners. You have the thoughts in your head, but the words just won't come out.
But here's the good news, listeners. Learning negotiation phrases is like getting a key that opens many doors. Each phrase you learn is a tool that helps you express what you want and need. Soon, you'll go from feeling silent to feeling powerful in conversations.
That's a perfect way to describe it, Amy. Think of negotiation skills as your superpower in English. With these phrases, you can ask for better prices, express your preferences, and find solutions that work for everyone. Every confident English speaker was once a beginner who couldn't find the right words. Today, we're going to teach you 85 English phrases for negotiations that you can use in everyday situations. These phrases will help you at markets, at work, with friends, and in stores.
And these aren't just for business negotiations. You can use these phrases when making plans with friends, discussing household responsibilities, or even deciding what movie to watch with your family.
Hi everyone, I'm John, and I'm here with my co-host Amy.
Hello, listeners. I'm Amy. John, I remember when I moved to an English-speaking country and had to negotiate my rent with my landlord. I was so nervous, but learning a few key phrases made all the difference.
And I remember when I had to negotiate my salary at my first job. I prepared some phrases in advance, and it helped me feel confident and get what I deserved.
Today, we're going to give you practical, easy-to-use phrases that will help you negotiate in many situations. And before we start, if you find this episode helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to Fluent Hub English. It really helps us reach more learners like you.
Let's begin with our first role play. In this scene, Amy will be a customer at a market, and I'll be a seller. We'll negotiate prices for some items. Scene 1. Negotiating prices at a market. Hello there. Welcome to my market. Can I help you find something today?
Hi, I'm looking for some souvenirs to take home. How much is this scarf?
That scarf is $25. It's handmade and very good quality.
That's a bit expensive for me. Is that your best price?
Well, it's already a fair price, but for you, I can do $23.
Could you go any lower? I'm interested in buying more than one item.
If you buy more than one, I can give you a better deal. What else are you looking for?
I also like this bag. How much is it?
The bag is $30. But if you buy both the scarf and the bag, I can give you a special price of $45 for both.
That's still a little high for my budget. What if I pay $40 for both?
40 is too low for me. How about we meet in the middle at 42?
That sounds reasonable. I'll take both for $42.
Great choice. Would you like anything else? I have some beautiful jewelry as well.
Not today, thank you, but I'll tell my friends about your market.
Thank you. Here are your items. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Goodbye.
Vocabulary and phrase breakdown. John, let's look at some important phrases from this conversation. First, is at your best price? This is a common way to ask if the seller can offer a lower price. It's polite and direct.
Amy, next, could you go any lower? This is another way to ask for a discount. Go lower means to reduce the price.
John, another useful phrase is, I can give you a better deal. A deal is an agreement or price that is good for both people. When sellers say this, they mean they can offer you a special price.
Amy, what if I pay $40? Is a great way to make a specific offer in a negotiation. You suggest a price you want to pay.
John, and finally, how about we meet in the middle? This means to compromise by finding a price between what the buyer offers and what the seller asks. It's a fair way to negotiate. Guided practice. John, now let's practice some of these phrases. Repeat after me. Is that your best price? Could you go any lower? I can give you a better deal. What if I pay $40? How about we meet in the middle? That's a bit expensive for me. I'll take both for $42.
Amy, great job. Now imagine you're at a market. How would you negotiate for something you want to buy? Try to create your own short conversation using these phrases.
Scene 2. Negotiating work responsibilities with a manager. For our second role play, I'll be a manager and Amy will be my employee. We'll discuss her workload and responsibilities. Good morning, Amy. Thanks for coming in. I wanted to talk to you about the new project.
Good morning, John. I'm happy to discuss it. I've been working on the report you asked for.
Yes, and I appreciate your hard work. But I need you to take on this new project as well. The deadline is next Friday.
I have too much on my plate right now. Could we discuss the timeline for this new project?
What do you mean? I think you can handle both tasks.
I understand that you trust me, but I'm concerned about the quality of my work if I take on too much. Could we prioritize these tasks?
That's a fair point. What are you suggesting?
Would it be possible to extend the deadline for the new project? Or perhaps I could focus on the report first and then start the new project next week.
I see what you're saying. The report is more urgent, so that makes sense. But we really need to start the new project soon.
How about this? I'll finish the report by Wednesday, and then I can start working on the new project next week. Would that work for you?
That could work, but I'll need you to work some extra hours next week to catch up on the new project.
I'm willing to do that, but I would appreciate some support. Could we assign someone to help me with the research part?
I think that's reasonable. I'll ask Tom to help you with the research. Does that sound good to you?
Yes, that sounds like a good solution. Thank you for understanding.
Thank you for being honest about your workload. I appreciate your proactive approach.
Vocabulary and phrase breakdown. Let's look at some key phrases from this conversation. First, I have too much on my plate right now. This is a common idiom that means you have too much work or too many responsibilities to handle.
Next, could we discuss the timeline? This is a polite way to start a negotiation about when work needs to be done. Timeline means the schedule or plan for when tasks should be completed.
Another useful phrase is, could we prioritize these tasks? This means to decide which tasks are most important and should be done first. It's a good way to negotiate your workload.
Would it be possible to extend the deadline? Is a polite way to ask for more time to complete a task. Extend means to make longer, and deadline is the time when something must be finished.
And finally, I would appreciate some support is a professional way to ask for help. Appreciate means to be grateful for something, so this phrase shows that you would be thankful for help.
Guided practice.
Now, let's practice these workplace negotiation phrases. Repeat after me. I have too much on my plate right now. Could we discuss the timeline? Could we prioritize these tasks? Would it be possible to extend the deadline? I would appreciate some support. Does that sound good to you? Thank you for understanding.
Excellent. Now think about a situation at work or school where you have too much to do. How would you negotiate using these phrases? Try to create your own conversation.
Scene 3. Negotiating plans with friends. John and I will be friends trying to decide what to do this weekend.
Hey, Amy, what are your plans for this weekend?
Hi, John. I don't have any plans yet. Did you have something in mind?
I was thinking we could go to the beach on Saturday. The weather is supposed to be great.
The beach sounds nice, but I'm not really a beach person. How about we go to the museum instead?
The museum is okay, but I prefer to do something outdoors since it's going to be sunny.
I understand. What if we go to the park? We can be outdoors, and it's not as hot as the beach.
That could work, but I was really looking forward to swimming. What if we go to the pool instead?
The pool is a good idea. I'd prefer that over the beach. What time were you thinking?
How about we meet at 11 a.m.? That way we can have lunch there too.
11 is a bit early for me on weekends. Could we make it 12 instead?
I guess. 12 could work, but we'll have less time there.
I see your point. How about we compromise at 11:30? That gives us plenty of time.
Okay, 11:30 it is. Should we bring our own food or buy lunch there?
I'd rather buy food there. It's easier and more relaxing.
That works for me. I'll see you at the pool at 11:30 on Saturday then.
Perfect. I'm looking forward to it. See you then.
Vocabulary and phrase breakdown.
Let's examine some important phrases from this conversation. First, did you have something in mind? This is a way to ask if someone has a plan or idea. It's a common phrase when making plans with friends.
Next, I'd prefer to do something outdoors. Prefer means to like one thing more than another. This phrase is useful for expressing what you want in a polite way.
Another useful phrase is, what if we go to the park? This is a good way to suggest an alternative or different idea in a negotiation. How about we compromise at 11:30? Is a great way to suggest finding a middle ground. Compromise means each person gives up something to reach an agreement that both can accept.
And finally, I'd rather buy food there is a way to express a preference. I'd rather means I would prefer to and is commonly used in everyday conversations.
Now, let's practice these negotiation phrases for making plans. Repeat after me. Did you have something in mind? I'd prefer to do something outdoors. What if we go to the park? How about we compromise at 11:30? I'd rather buy food there. That could work. What time were you thinking? Great job. Now think about making plans with friends or family. How would you negotiate using these phrases? Try to create your own conversation about plans for the weekend. Scene 4. Negotiating a return or exchange at a store.
For our final role play, Amy will be a customer trying to return an item, and I'll be a store employee.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Fashion Store. How can I help you today?
Good afternoon. I'd like to return this shirt I bought last week.
I see. Do you have the receipt with you?
Yes, here it is. The problem is that the shirt is too small for me.
I understand. Unfortunately, our return policy only allows exchanges within 7 days, and it's been 8 days since you bought it.
I wasn't aware of that policy. Is there anything you can do for me? I really like this shirt, just in a bigger size.
Well, technically, I'm not supposed to accept returns after 7 days, but let me see what I can do.
I'm a regular customer here. I buy clothes from your store often. Would that make a difference?
That's good to know. Since you're a loyal customer, I can make an exception this time. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Do you have this same shirt in a larger size?
Let me check. Yes, we have it in medium and large. Which size would you prefer?
I think medium would be better. Could I try it on first to make sure it fits?
Of course. The fitting rooms are right over there. Let me know if you need any other sizes.
Thank you. This fits perfectly. I'll take the medium size.
Great. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
No, that's all. Thank you for your excellent customer service.
You're very welcome. Have a wonderful day, and thank you for shopping with us.
Vocabulary and phrase breakdown. Amy, let's look at some key phrases from this conversation. First, I'd like to return this shirt. This is a polite way to say you want to bring something back to the store and get your money back.
Next, unfortunately, our return policy only allows exchanges. Return policy is the store's rules about returning items. Unfortunately is a polite way to give bad news.
Another useful phrase is there anything you can do for me? This is a way to ask for special help or an exception to the rules. It's polite and shows respect.
I can make an exception this time means the person will break the rules just for you, as a special case. It's what you hope to hear when negotiating a return or exchange.
And finally, thank you for your excellent customer service is a polite way to compliment the employee and show appreciation for their help. It's good to say this when someone helps you.
Good thing. Now, let's practice these negotiation phrases for returns and exchanges. Repeat after me.
I'd like to return this shirt. Is there anything you can do for me? I wasn't aware of that policy. Would that make a difference? I can make an exception this time. Thank you for your excellent customer service. Could I try it on first?
Excellent work! Now, imagine you need to return something to a store. How would you negotiate using these phrases? Try to create your own conversation.
Let's quickly review what we've learned so far. We've covered 85 English phrases for negotiations in 4 different situations.
First, we practiced negotiating prices at a market. We learned how to ask for better prices, make offers, and find a middle ground when buying things.
Then, we looked at negotiating work responsibilities with a manager. We learned how to discuss our workload, ask for deadline extensions, and request support when needed. Next, we role-played making plans with friends. We learned how to express preferences, suggest alternatives, and compromise when making decisions together.
Finally, we discussed negotiating returns and exchanges at stores. We learned how to politely ask for exceptions to store policies and express appreciation for good service.
All these phrases will help you feel more confident in many everyday situations. Remember to practice them regularly. Listener challenge.
Now it's your turn. We have a challenge for you. In the comments below, write one sentence you would use in a negotiation. It could be about prices, work responsibilities, making plans, or returning something to a store.
We'll read as many comments as we can and give you feedback on your English. This is a great way to practice what you've learned today.
To wrap up, remember that negotiation is a normal part of life, and knowing the right phrases in English can make all the difference.
We've covered 85 English phrases that will help you negotiate in markets, at work, with friends, and in stores. Use them, practice them, and make them your own.
Thank you for joining us on Fluent Hub English today. If you found this episode helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more English learning content.
Join us next time when we'll be talking about English phrases for giving and receiving compliments. Until then, keep practicing and stay confident.
Goodbye.